We have multiple surprising Ducks updates. This is crazy. We get into exactly what I'm talking about in this edition of Ducks Digest. Hey, it's Mike Nelson. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank the 9% of you, the ones who are watching these videos who have already hit the sub button, but 91% of you have not subscribed yet. Not sure why. We're the newest Anaheim Ducks YouTube channel, bring you everyday Ducks content, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's going to be a super fun season on this channel covering the Anaheim Ducks. But let's talk about an article that the Hockey News published a few days ago, basically doing a fan survey asking Ducks fans about what they thought about the upcoming season. Always interesting to hear about what fans think about, their favorite team. As we know, the Ducks are a team that is are making a lot of changes. They're trying to get better. They're trying to make themselves once again a contender like they were for so many years. I mean, the Ducks for so many years would win the division year in, year out. They were in the playoffs year after year. It seemed like this team was always competing for the Stanley Cup and always had a great team to watch, right? But unfortunately, since 2018, the Ducks really have not been that good. I mean, they have not made the playoffs since then. That was the last time the Ducks were in real conversation as well, because it's been, think about it, the last 7 years, the Ducks haven't even had like a year where you could say, oh, they were close to making it. There hasn't been one season like that at all in all these years. So this year is a big question. But let's get into what this article is about here. Anaheim Ducks fan survey series results. Lofty expectations amid skepticism of Pat Verbeek. How would you grade the Anaheim Ducks rebrand? That was one of the questions for, that it was asked to the fans. And the Ducks rebrand is in one season I can't even say that word, unequivocal success, with 3/4 of the voters giving an A or a B grade and 0 D or F votes. Now, I think when you're looking at the Ducks rebrand, you have to give them an A or B. I mean, I honestly, a D or F, nobody gave them that because, come on, the Ducks are rebranding. They're a lot better than they were a few years back. This team, in 2025, going into this season, you have to feel a lot better about what kind of team you got to feel better about this Ducks team. You have to. Because think about it, back in 2020, like during the coronavirus pandemic when the Ducks were not even good enough to go play in the bubble. You remember that? I mean, the Ducks were so bad, they couldn't even get a chance to go play in the bubble, right? I mean, that's how bad it was for the Ducks, who had to have that long layoff until hockey came back. It was rough during that time, right? The Ducks were really not that good back then, right? They just were not very good. And this year, the Ducks are looking better. An A is, I think, I would give them a B, right? I think a B is solid when it comes to the Ducks rebrand. I think the Ducks, an A, I think they would have got Jason Robertson. Yeah, I would have given them an A. But since they didn't get Robertson and since the McTavish thing is still not resolved, you have to go with a B. I think the Ducks could have done better this year in the offseason. I think it hasn't been the best offseason at all for the Ducks. I think the Ducks have to do better. And it all starts with the front office. It all starts with Pat Verbeek and ownership that just has to do better. We got to do better with the way things are run here. And this goes to the next question. How would you grade the job Pat Verbeek has done so far? And yeah, the majority of the fans gave him a C, and I'm going to go with D or F. I mean, I think the way Pat Verbeek has run things, the way especially the McTavish thing, right? I mean, the McTavish thing has been completely mishandled by Verbeek and the ownership. It's August 30th today when I'm recording this video, and we still don't have any clarity on Mason McTavish. There's absolutely nothing at all with Mason McTavish. Nothing. There's nothing set at all. I mean, there's just rumors at this point that the Ducks want to give him a bridge deal. McTavish wants a long-term deal. And that's about it. And then, of course, we have the endless amount of rumors sending McTavish to a Canadian team mainly, right? Vancouver or Montreal are the two teams that have been kind of the loudest when it comes to trying their media, right? The Vancouver, the Montreal media has been the loudest in creating these rumors to try to get McTavish to come to their markets, right? I mean, but that's all we've got. There's just nothing set here with McTavish, and training camp is just around the corner, and, he doesn't have a contract for the season, and he's a restricted free agent, and, I mean, it's just basically repeating the same situation we have with Zegras and with Drysdale, and it's just unfortunate. So, yeah, I think looking at you got to grade Verbeek with the D here. C is, I think, no way A or B, no way, right? I mean, there's been some moves that he hasn't made. There's been mistakes, clearly some big mistakes done by Verbeek, I think, in terms of handling the contracts. And yeah, I just think that the culture of the Ducks has to change. And this season is Verbeek's, this is it, right? I mean, if the Ducks don't make the playoffs this year, Verbeek is out. That's it. I mean, if the Ducks do not make the playoffs this year, if they don't even come close to making the playoffs, I really think Pat Verbeek is going to be out the door, when the season's done. And they're going to have to get another person to run this team. Joel Quenneville, though, he's sticking around. I don't think, if they miss the playoffs, I think Quenneville is sticking around. I don't think they'll fire him after 1 year. But Pat Verbeek, has had a lot of chances. It's going to be now as his third coach. I mean, yeah, I think Verbeek is done if the Ducks don't turn around this year. Will the Ducks make the playoffs this year? Basically, a lot of fans think they will. 52% say yes. 47% say the next year. I'm going to go out and say, I want to be positive here with this one and say yes. I think the Ducks make the playoffs next year. I think with all the players they got, we have to go with the mindset that they are going to make the playoffs, even if there's a side of us that doesn't believe that. You got to go with the mindset as a fan and as a member of this team that they're going to make the playoffs next year. You have to go with that mindset, right? You can't be thinking the Ducks are out and they're not going to make the playoffs, because then what's the point of playing the games, right? What's the point of playing the games if you're going to have that loser mindset? So, yeah, let's go to the playoffs next year. Let's have that mindset. I like the fans' positivity here. Make the playoffs next year. Do you agree with the Ducks' decision to hire Joel Quenneville as Ducks head coach? Yeah, 95%. Yes, despite the scandals, you have to hire Joel Quenneville. This guy is the greatest coach right now available in terms of his stats. Second most wins in NHL history. There's nobody else with that resume. So yeah, the Ducks had to hire Joel Quenneville, and they made the right move to hire him. I really think they did. No brainer with that. What are your expectations with Leo Carlsson, superstar? I agree with the fans here. Yeah, superstar. Expectations are sky high for Leo Carlsson, and you have to go with superstar because, yeah, that's what it's going to take for the Ducks to once again be contenders. As always, make sure to subscribe, and let's go Ducks.